We got this post from Rep Ro Khanna. Now, the crazy thing about the story is I didn't see anybody writing it up. I've been searching to see if someone's going to write the story up. They don't go near it. Rep Ro Khanna says, today I'm introducing legislation to codify President Trump's executive order ensuring Americans do not pay more than people in other countries for drugs. Will Congress members stand with $16 billion in big pharma money or with the American people by co-sponsoring this bipartisan legislation? Let's play tape.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to introduce as legislation President Trump's executive order for the most favored nation status on drug pricing. My legislation will codify President Trump's executive order, which basically says that Americans should not pay more for drugs than people in other countries and other parts of the world. Right now, we're paying 2 to 3 times more for our drugs than people in other industrialized nations. Now, this executive order, codified by the legislation, will allow our cabinet secretaries to put pressure on big pharma and make sure that they are not price gouging, and will allow for the importation of cheaper drugs. So you ask, why do we need the legislation? Because the reality is that big pharma will sue for the executive order like they did in the previous Trump administration. And in the previous administration, they managed to kill the executive order. The only way we can stand up to big pharma is to codify in legislation what the president wants to do in an executive order.
Damn right.
So here's the deal. If I can cross the aisle and support President Trump's executive order in legislation, every Republican should be willing to cross the aisle and support my legislation. It's a pretty simple test.
Well, let's read it. But
are we going to stand in this body with the $16 billion that big pharma spent on lobbying? Or are we going to stand with the American people?
Well, this is Ro Khanna. He does fairly well. He's a lib. He's got lib ideas.
Is he a lib or is he a Democrat?
He's a lib.
Is he a Joe Manchin or is he a AOC?
He's a lib. He leans more to the AOC side, but I consider him to be, and I say this respectfully, ignorant but honest. He has bad ideas because he is ignorant of what's actually going on in the world. But I believe he's trying to be honest. He just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, let's see this bill comes out with all kinds of illegal immigration footnotes to it and yada, yada. But if he's straightforward with it, that right there, Democrats are sitting back going, you dirty motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's going to force it and be like, I've got to do something for Trump. I got to join the empire. Shit.
We've had Ro Khanna on the show, and we've given him credit quite a bit in the past because when it comes to stuff like big tech, censorship, spying, he tends to be on the right side of things. I just think for a lot of these Democrats, they believe the corporate press when they lie about Trump and all this other stuff. So he's basing his politics off of fake news most of the time. In this instance, there's no fake news to be had. Donald Trump gave a speech and said, here's what we're going to do. And every single Democrat should be giving Trump a standing ovation for that executive order.
There's no way.
But they're hypocrites. It's like you were saying.
They're getting rocking a hard place, man.
They can't give Trump the win.
Yeah.
Especially on an issue they've been passionate about for the last how many years? And now this Republican's going to come in and steal our thunder and do it for us? It makes us look confident like we couldn't get it done. This guy came in 6 months and bing, bang, boom, got what we've been trying to get done for 20 years.
One of the great things about Donald Trump is he's changing what politicians in the future are going to how they're going to have to behave. Because he's shown that Republicans can come in and make significant changes, and he's doing things like this, showing that Democrats can do things as well. Presidents for ages, they've just been like, oh, we can't, or and they've made promises and not followed through. Donald Trump has made it so that in the future they're going to have to do something.
I think, we bag on what happened under Biden over those 4 years and say Democrats can't this, Democrats can't that. What they did under Biden, that's exactly what they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. We just disagree with it. And what Trump is doing, they're saying, the Republicans can't fix the country. The stupid oligarchy tour, and we're going to, I don't know this phrase they're using, but build back better. Like, what's wrong with it? What are you going to build back? What are you going to improve from what Trump's doing? Well, according to their model of the world, what Trump's doing is completely wrong. I mean, they just don't see through the same eyes we see through. So what Trump's doing to what their opinion, their model of the world is is completely 180 from how they would do things, and vice versa.
You've seen how the corporate press puts the orange filter on Trump's face. Have you seen those photos?
Mm-mm.
Let me see if I can pull one up because
it's not quite that orange.
It's not. This is what's absolutely fascinating about the perception people have in this world.
Yeah, I'll see that.
Both pictures from at Timcast News. Follow at Timcast News.
So petty. I mean, just liberals are just such children. And
they all do this. Look, both pictures are from the White House press conference. This was on the 12th. The orange filter the fake news media places on Trump is insane. Here's Trump, and I was watching this on TV, and I have met this man in person on more than one occasion. His face is not bright orange. He clearly does have a spray tan, sure, but it's more like that. Not like that.
No.
But that's nice.
Look at the edges of his face. It looks like they used Photoshop to actually cut out his face, and then
it stops start right there next to his ear.
I do think that Trump has a spray tan. I think that's actually
for sure he does.
But look, man. It's not the first time they've been accused of doing this. That it appears absolutely the case. They consistently do it.
Well, the numbers are down at 25%. So who gives a shit how hard they try? You're going to the fucking tank.
But so this is the problem. When Donald Trump comes out and says we're going to lower drug prices, Democrats should be clapping, saying it's about time Trump did something we wanted to see done. But what the corporate press makes sure of is that all of these people that are Democrat voters, they see a clown with a bright orange face, and they pull him out of context and lie about what he's doing. And then, of course, what the Democrats are actually doing now, like Elizabeth Warren, they're just going on TV, and instead of telling their constituents what Trump wants to do, they're saying, don't listen to Trump, he's a liar, he wants to cut your medical benefits.
It's the same playbook for decades. They were saying this shit back in the Clinton days. When it was a Clinton and Bush. They were saying that shit, back in the 90s. It's the same playbook, just regurgitated 30 years later.
It's all the same scare tactics because, and especially when it comes to stuff like Medicaid, the boomers are the most reliable voting bloc. So if you can scare the boomers into believing something, and it's
been used so much though. It is the boy that cried wolf, and we're on about sequel number 8.
I think that the fact that
it's fresh as a fog at concert.
I think the fact that there's too many people that can't afford to lose their Medicare and Medicaid benefits, where it's not worth the risk. They're like, look, maybe they won't, maybe they have been saying this forever, but if this guy actually does, I'm totally screwed. And I live on a fixed income.
Everybody both sides knows that there's no way in hell anyone would ever do some shit like that. There's no way.
I mean,
he's going to do that, and then he's going to fire a nuclear missile at Canada.
It works.
Well, why not try that one too? That's about as believable.
So what do you see? Where do we go as a country when half the country is just like literally anything Trump does is wrong no matter what? We get 4 years of Biden where they're burning everything down.
I don't think it's half, to be honest with you, Tim. I mean, we saw Trump win popular vote by 3-4%. I mean, it was enough. And one thing I think about too. I cannot wait these trade deals are done, and he's going to get them done. By the way, I mean all this,
big ones.
Crying wolf and terrified of your own shadow, over the tariffs. And I've gotten hit a little bit. I mean, I get a lot of merch sold off my X account, my website, whatever. It used to be 3 weeks to get my stuff. Now it's like over 2 months, and I get merch. Customers call me up going, cancel my order. It's been 2 months. I'm like, all right, well, it's not my fault. Stuff's sitting on a barge out in all of San Diego right now. But when this stuff happens, I mean, kind of like he was saying, too big to rig the election. Got that. And when you have at least 2 years, and if not 4 years of big stuff happening, and even drug costs going down, the economy is going to it is going to be on steroids with gasoline behind it. There's not going to be anywhere for these libs to hide, especially when he's taken over some of their talking points and some of their policies and got out of the way. Just let me do it.
That's the hope.
And we look at their bullpen. Who have they got? I watch Fox News, Fox Business hours a day, and it's sort of droning on and on. Like, can we move on to the next story? Dems in disarray. Their approval rating is 26, and you have nobody. AOC, that's your knight in shining armor. Bernie, I mean, he's going to be dead in 6 months.
You think
he's Mr. Burns? Mr. Burns is never going to win a major election. So yeah, I don't. And another thing too with the
I got to stop you there. I'm going to say Hans Mollman but continue.
I don't know who that. Who?
Hans Moleman.
Who?
The Simpsons reference. Hans Moleman. Mr. Burns is a billionaire. Bernie Sanders is Hans Moleman.
Okay. We'll
all the Simpsons fans are
they know what's up.
Yeah, and I'm a Family Guy fan, but anyway. But can you imagine? I mean, a lot of the elections are won in media, won through advertising.
Yeah.
The sound bites, the commercials that the Republicans are going to be able to make. I mean, just the shit that happened just a couple of days ago with the ICE agents in Jersey. That is going to be on a commercial in about 12 months. I mean, all the stuff with the MS-13, the Maryland dad, is going to be on a commercial in the next 12 months. They are going to take all the stuff these morons have been fucking doing for the last, especially 6 months, but really the last year, and they're going to make commercials out of all of them.
It's political malpractice.
They're going to beat them over the stinking head with it. Every commercial break you're going to see some lefty losing their fucking mind over something ridiculous, and it's going to be vote Trump, vote Republican, vote whoever the race is for.
And I think that's why they did it. I think, a lot of liberals are like, why won't Trump just have the hearing for the guy for Federico Garcia? Why won't he just bring him back? It's super easy. Because he wants Democrats at hearings banging on the table, screaming like, bring him home. And then they're going to do what you said in the commercials. And it's going to be a red screen with news headlines in a voice like this saying,
You might be the voiceover.
Sam Elliott.
Try out, seriously.
His wife, closed fist, black eyes, human trafficker. And then it's going to show all this stuff. Yeah. And then it's going to show Elizabeth Warren being like, he's got to come back to this country.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be so powerful. And these moron liberals are so fucking stupid. They don't realize they're creating the world's biggest PR machine against themselves for 26 and 28.
It's why they got no bullpen.
They have a bullpen. Have you guys heard of this fella? No, a guy named
Tanadar?
They've got an A-ball bullpen for a big league team.
This gentleman, he carried weapons of war. He can co-talk to white men, so he's he's very good at what he does. Yeah. It's Tim Walz, 2028.
He gives Tim's a bad name.
How about his daughter and the dumbass shit she opened her mouth with last week, I guess, about running being a white privilege?
I heard something.
Running for office?
What'd you say?
No, running like jogging.
Oh, jogging
is a white man saying it's white privilege to jog. Like, baby, have you seen the U.S. The U.S. Olympic track team?
Yeah. Have you seen the winners?
See a fucking honky on that damn thing. Maybe in like I run the 18-mile. I'm white for a living. I run the 18 miles. What I run. Have you seen the Boston, New York marathons? When was the last time a white guy, a fucking gringo, won the damn Boston Marathon?
It's Kenya,
That's
right?
been a minute.
Yeah, all those guys. Yeah.
You seen?
It's the same village from Kenya.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
family. Yeah. Grandfather, father, brother, all the way down.
If I understand correctly, it's the same village from Kenya.
It's actually 26 miles away from the grocery store. Go get us some bread. Be back in 3.5 hours.
They run the marathon. They're like, this is a normal daily occurrence for us. Yeah. But in Aussie,
they stop, turn around, and go back.
That probably is true. Though they have to run, we don't. People in America don't run anywhere.
Have you seen? We've seen college track teams. They're not white people running on those things. Tim Walz's dumb fuck daughter.
White people play hockey though.
That was aggressive.
That a little too much.
No, you're good.
Okay. I haven't seen you guys kind of look at me stink-eyed yet. So.
No, you're good.
But white people play hockey, right? Is hockey a white guy sport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they say.
Yeah.
There's
some really actually good black guys nowadays. They're getting folks getting into it because
that is kind of weird, right? How come sports are like racial, very racial? You know what I mean?
That's what we grow up, what you have access to.
Baseball's Latino.
You see your peers.
Is baseball largely Latino?
A lot of Latinos.
Yeah, but they can play, man.
A lot of Japanese.
Because they have year round. They can play year round down there, so that's good. It helps a lot.
I played.
We used to play in the gym in the wintertime. That's not like real baseball.
Yeah. I played 3 years in Puerto Rico and 1 year in Venezuela.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah, they got some players down there.
Are there a lot of Japanese players in the U.S.?
There's some.
Yeah, but there's
the best
20,
right now.
25-ish. But I mean, you're not getting the big leagues unless you can play. I mean, this is the most. Major League Baseball is the most non-racial thing on this planet. Either you can play or you can't. If you can't play, you can expose it real quick in front of 50,000 people and a bunch more million watching.
You can be short guy.
I'm sure most people know this, but I don't. Like, how does minors and majors work? Like, how do you get into the minor league? How do you get into the major league?
You either get drafted into the minors. I got drafted when I was 18 years old, and then just had to work my way up. You play good at this level, they promote the next level, and you just get promoted up. And I mean, it's a very rigorous process. It took me 4 years, which is probably a little quicker than average, 4 to 5 years. I got the big leagues when I was just turned 23. That's what it is for everybody.
Is it like after college you go to the minors, or can you go straight to majors?
I never went to college. I was supposed to go to Georgia. I never went. Had a scholarship to play there. But there's been, I think, about 50 players that went straight from college to the big leagues, all hitters. Never a pitcher. Just too much to learn as a pitcher, too much to get used to. I mean, as a hitter, either you can hit 95 or you can't. And so you get like John Olerud straight to college, straight to the big leagues. Pete Incavilla straight to the big leagues. There's been a few guys in my era.
I just watched the YouTube video breaking down the different kind of pitches. It was one of the most like mesmerizing videos I've ever seen.
Hitting is insane.
Watching the balls go in.
The way they hold the ball, the way like make the ball go up, go left, go right,
Wrist
go
angles,
down.
man, wrist angles.
That's crazy.
It's like a wiffle ball for us. You know,
I throw the frisbee and it goes straight and then just turns right. I have no idea why that happened.
Yeah, that was some air hit, but yeah, hitting is insanely difficult.
I could never hit a curveball. That was so tough. It'd be coming in. I'm like, I'm not going to hit it, but then it'll go out of the plate. It's so tough.
It's so hard.
Good one's tough. And even the big league guy, if it hangs, if it gets like thighs to belt, but even the one's down, even big league guys, especially you can hope for fouled off.
You know, and now with like the plate, the box over the plate, and you see the precision that pitchers can throw with when they're right in the.
And you're
corner.
max effort, man. You're out there fucking. I mean, you got G forces like trying to keep your head straight and shit. So
you have like 0.1 second to decide. If you're gonna swing or not.
0.4 seconds.
0.4.
0.4 seconds
on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. 0.4 seconds to see it out of the hand, make a decision, and then get the swing to the ball.
Yeah.
Wow.
Less than half a second.
You almost have to be able to see the future, and that's why the
and what most hitters do, they guess a side of the plate. You can't cover both sides. I'll guess this half or this half. And then depending on game situation, type pitcher I'm facing, scouting reports, what the count is, et cetera, you're literally narrowing it down to like one pitch, maybe two pitches. I'm sitting fastball, adjust breaking ball. If he throws me a good one, I'm going to try to foul it off, live like another pitch. If he hangs it, I'm going to get it. And if I guess wrong, I'm just going to look stupid.
Do you still keep up with all the major major leagues?
I watch maybe one game a week. A few innings. I don't watch a ton.
The videos I was watching was saying that most pitchers they don't use a lot of pitches anymore. They're sticking to only a handful. Yeah. Like there's like 2 or 3 that they use, and then a bunch of them just don't appear anymore. I don't know what they're called, but
it depends on what kind of pitcher you are. Not a lot of guys throw splits anymore. I think we'll just straight tear an elbow up. Although the rash of Tommy John surgeries, I don't know what that is.
What is that?
You blow out this UCL ligament right there in your elbow. And it's not a threatening surgery anymore. They can literally tell you have surgery this day. In 287 days, you'll be back pitching in competitive facing hitters. It's literally like that precise is how the rehab goes. It used to be kind of a death sentence.
Wow.
But
some guys come back better after Tommy got.
Oh yeah. Martin Rivera had it. I mean, a ton.
Oh yeah. What was that movie where the kid hurt his elbow and then his arm cranked back and he could throw
Angels in the Outfield? No, not Angels.
No.
Something.
What was it?
That's what.
I know you're talking about.
Strider.
That's hilarious.
Just had. There's still maybe a dozen guys a year in the big leagues that'll have TJs. Yeah. But a split was the main
Rookie
thing.
of the year.
You snap that thing down, and eventually the elbow's going to go. So it's not a whole lot of back in the day. A third of big league guys threw splits. I would say now maybe a tenth of them.
Are there still knuckleballers around?
I don't know. There's one in the league now. There's usually like 1 or 2 guys in the league that are knuckleballers. I don't know if there's any in the league this year or not.
The guy from Boston was really awesome.
Oh, Tim. Tim passed away about a year and a half ago.
R.I.P.
And so did catcher Veritek. I mean, these guys are they're my age.
Yeah.
Sad shit, man.
What's the ring?
It was great.
National League Championship.
Amazing.
The consolation prize for losing to the Yankees. Fuck you, Yankees. Yankees, Jank D's.
The Yankees have an unfair advantage just because of how deep their pockets are.
Yeah.
What's up with those bats? Have you seen those things?
Yeah, I have.
What are they called?
The torpedo bat.
Torpedo bats.
It makes sense. You made the sweet spot fatter. Okay.
That's legal though. You can like have that.
I mean, it is right now.
Jeez,
so
it's weird.
That's something. Honestly, it seems so obvious. Like, why wouldn't you have done this years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was reading. Didn't break
Maybe
any
they
of the rules.
figured out if they made the sweet spot on a bat, it's only 6 inches. If you hit it inside or outside the sweet spot, or outside the sweet spot, balls generally go nowhere. It's usually pretty bat breaks or whatever. I guess they probably finally figured out how to make the sweet spot bigger. adding a bunch of weight to the bat. Most guys are swinging about a 30, 31 ounce bat. So I guess they figured out. I don't know how you would have done it. I'm not smart with shit like that. How to make that barrel bigger, put more mass on the bat without making it 37 ounces.
Yeah.
You shave down the handle, you put a cup on the end of it. There's a lot of ways to get weight out of it. But sweet spot bigger. So now I got 8 inches of where the ball's going to jump.
Wow.
So
Sammy Sosa's he's pretty good. You can put a little cork in it.
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa knows
Sammy
knows
Sosa.
what's up.
He's on the all furniture team. Sammy Sosa.
Is he?
All furniture team.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.